Hi there. I'm pretty sure that you're learning fine and your life is going awesome. If it is not, just be pretty confident life is going good. Realize that. So, with this, I'm going to start the screen share and I'm going to start continuing the last part and the last topics of this chapter. So, there you will be able to see my screen. And now, what we will be covering in this part is here. Is it a pen selected? Hold on. Now it is selected. So basically what we are going to cover in this part, we will be covering about dialysis, respiratory pigment and lymphatic system. As I told you, blood vascular system in human body, this is of two type, not blood vascular, but vascular system. One is the blood vascular system or blood circulatory system. Another is the lymphatic system. That's what we will be covering. Also, I told you about excretion in human, but in certain cases, kidneys in our body do not work properly. What are the rectification? What do we do in this case? Dialysis is all about that. Respiratory pigment is the one that helps in respiration inside our body. Let's move forward and let's start. But one thing I forgot to show you in the last part, but that's fine. I thought I'm going to show you a video on excretory system. So first I'll show you video and then we will talk about the hemodialysis. You consider that's a revision of excretory system in 1 to 2 minutes. Let me change the screen share. Let me go on my OneNote and let me just play this video. Okay, so I suppose I will not talk in this, reason being the person is talking. You can listen to him or her. Hold on for a second. Let me pause it now. Because I have to enable the sound of the system. Now it'll be fine.
Excretory system. Structure of bone. Objective. To learn the fundamentals of the excretory.
Oh, there's a problem with the video. It's showing two sounds at a time. It is a problem within the video itself. But that's fine. I will speak it. I'm going to put the video on mute. Don't worry. So basically, to learn the fundamental of the excretory system and its role in homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintaining the balance. Maintaining the balance of everything inside the body. If I'm saying temperature is being maintained, that's homeostasis of temperature. If I'm saying the circulation of the blood is being maintained in the body, that is circulation, homeostasis, of the circulation. So the video, in this video, it is showing all the blood vessels moving in the body, and in the central lungs, digestive system, this is present. This is mouth. And this is nostril through which we are breathing. And then air will be going inside, and inside the lungs, all the filtration happens. So what they are trying to say that into the lungs, oxygen and CO2 exchange happens. And that is how blood is being oxygenated, because it is coming from the heart. So at one time it happened in the heart. Second time in our body, a lot of nitrogen wastes are produced. I told you that in the video also. In the liver, nitrogenous wastes are produced. And here he was actually giving you an example that urea, uric acid, ammonia, these are the nitrogenous wastes which are formed in the liver and they are excreted. In our case, that's released in the form of urea. In another case, that's another. Now, that is the excretory system with the kidneys. The little triangular shape thing that you see on the kidney, this is because of that's a gland that we call it as the adrenal gland. Let me write it for you guys here. This gland is known as adrenal gland. Now, the thing that you see, this is the right kidney, this is the left kidney. The one which is on the human's left is left, the one on, that thing. So this is the hold on. This is the right kidney. This is the left kidney. So the left kidney is a little slightly higher and right is little lower. Reason being so as to accommodate the liver. I told you this in the last part also. Anyways, now what's being shown in the video, that heart is pumping the blood, and from the heart, blood is coming inside the kidney through renal artery, and it is moving back through the renal vein. So into the renal artery, as you remember, oxygenated blood is there, but then it has a nitrogenous waste, and renal vein, it's moving back. So through the renal artery, blood will be moving inside the kidney. You see how flow is happening, coming and going back. And this adrenal gland, it secretes hormone to control kidneys function, to control digestive system of our body, how digestion, how everything is, growth is maintained in the body. Anyways, inside the kidney, I showed you the diagram also that it is having the cortex and medulla thing. And this is the structural unit. We call it as the nephron. There are millions of nephrons present in the kidney. They are the filtering units. And renal pelvis is the one where urine is collected. And through the ureter, that comes into the urinary bladder, which is a muscular organ made up of the detrusor muscles. And then the urine is ejected out. That we call it as the urination. So that was the revision. Now I'm going to talk about the dialysis. I'll come back to the presentation. So guys, dialysis, this is actually also known as hemodialysis. Hemo means blood dialysis. Because in certain case, suppose kidney is damaged, there is a problem with kidney, that kidney is not working properly, it is not filtering the blood. There's a lot of nitrogenous waste, a lot of toxic substances present in the blood that has to be removed. Otherwise, we will start having problems. Our body will get pale. There are so toxic compound in it. There can be just accumulation of toxin substance, which can just, it's lethal also. It has to be filtered. A person can die if that happens. So in that case, we do use a machine which is known as hemodialyzing machine. Dialysis is actually a phenomena of purifying blood, and hemodialysis is a collective term that we use for it. And hemodialysis machine, this is also known as artificial kidney. So here blood is taken out, and after filtering this is put back. Now guys, not all of the blood is taken out. It is a gradual process. Normal blood is being taken out, filtering, coming back. So this is like a cycle which is going on. Okay. Now, one thing that you have to remember, that blood is taken out from the artery, not the renal artery. We take it from the arm. Okay. And taken back through the vein. From the wrist, blood is taken out. Okay. So from the artery, it is having oxygenated blood plus the nitrogenous waste. Filtration happen outside, move back. Now let's read the statement that they have written. Dialysis, this is a treatment that filters and purifies the blood using a machine. This helps keep your fluid and electrolyte in a balance when the kidney can't do their job. Dialysis has been done since 1940s to treat people with kidney problems. Now guys, I'll tell you some basic things. I have a stupid question. What is normal body temperature? 97, 96, 98, 97.6, 98.6? Well, these values are correct. It's not like a fixed 98.6 and that Fahrenheit temperature. Sometimes 97, 96 people also have. It was 90s it was initially the research when, we have fixed that human temperature is this one. But gradually, if now you see the statistic online, the value is little less. Anyways, if the 99, 90, 100 temperature is there, then it is a slightly fever. But what I'm talking about is, if we are taking the blood out, temperature has to be maintained. Whatever temperature our body is having, it should be present same externally. Are you getting my point? There are many things that we have to take care of. Now, if you look at this person, here the blood is being taken out from one, that both is red. Blue and red, it just indicates deoxygenated and oxygenated, but blood look like this only. It's just that one is denser and one is less. So the one is renal artery from the, not the renal, sorry, what I'm talking, from the artery blood is taken out, and from the vein it is moving back, and this is the dialyzing machine where filtration is happening. Inside, from one side filtration, if you see, there are so many things being operated on. I tell you, first of all, our blood has a property to clot. We have to prevent the clotting so that blood do not clot outside. So we have to add anti-clotting stuff. Anti-clotting factor, you may say. Example is heparin. We actually add this chemical in the blood so that blood do not clot. Second, we have to maintain the temperature outside. That should be same. Third, you know what? When blood is moving back, there should be no bubble present in the blood. If the bubble is present, a person can die. It can just cause a heart attack or something. it's a disruption, because blood, it'll be like a blank thing at that place. So there are bubble trappers also present in the machine. They literally trap the bubble. There are so many things they have to take in. Now if you look at, this is like a diagrammatic version where the arterial blood that is taken out from enters the dialyzer. This is a machine literally inside. This is the blood pump. And one more thing, we have to maintain the blood pressure also, the same that we have in our body. Into this machine that we call as a dialyzing machine, this dialyzer is actually having ultrafilter. Like in the kidney, I told you ultrafiltration happen. Here also ultrafilters are present. Dialyzer, which is ultrafilter, it removes waste product from blood by filtration, by ultrafiltration. And then the strands of dialyzing tube, and here the blood is moving. Actually, there are simply saying tubules present in the machine. Into the tube, blood is flowing, and tube is actually having filters also. So all the waste through the tube go outside. And externally dialyzing fluid will be present. Like suppose this is a machine, and here tubes are present, and here blood is being filtered inside, and all waste product come outside, and it is mixed in the dialyzing fluid. And then that we call it as the artificial urine that is coming out. So that urine is also drained out, and from here fresh fluid is added, but then it is mixing up the waste product. But moment of the blood is happening in the tubule structure, it come back. And then there are trappers, blood bubble trappers also attached in that. Purified blood is returned to a vein to the patient. This is hemodialysis. This is really helpful one. Now I tell you one thing. If a person is having kidney failure, dialysis is also a machine. A machine cannot, make you survive for the years. One of my cousin was there. He was 18 years old, I guess, 17. He had kidney failure. It is, I suppose, the stories of 15 to 16 years back. I don't remember actually exactly. He survived for 9 months and then he died. One of my aunt is there. What we call my cousin's nanny, I mean maternal mother, grandmother. So she was of 65 years and she survived for 3 years on artificial kidney. I am just giving you an example and I'm telling you these facts that this happened. But this is how the story happened. At least a person can have, a help externally so as to survive a little more. So this is all about artificial kidney. And if you have any doubt, you know what you have to do. I suppose I have made you very clear about this. Now let's move further. Let's talk about the next topic that I have to teach you about. This is respiratory pigment. Respiratory pigment is the one that helps in respiration. You know what? Oxygen is needed in every cell of the body. Why oxygen is needed? Because this oxygen, it helps in making energy. I'm talking, I'm writing, I'm doing a work, I need energy. That energy is nothing but it is a chemical known as ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Just remember the name. If I'm talking, I'm using a lot of energy. These are my ATPs, molecules, which are helping me up. And these are formed in all the cells of the body with the help of oxygen, with the help of food that we eat. They react together in the cell. How oxygen is moving to each and every cell? This moves with the help of hemoglobin. The reaction that happens in the cell is known as respiration. Are you getting my point? See, what I'm doing is breathing, but respiration happens in the cell. People confuse at this point. Respiration happens in the cell where energy is formed when oxygen reacts. And if I'm doing this, that's only breathing. Breathing and respiration are two different things. Oxygen is the one that is helping in oxygen transport. Hemoglobin is the one that helps in oxygen transport. This hemoglobin is known as respiratory pigment. In different organisms, different type of respiratory pigment is there. Whoever is having red blood, like mammals, all the mammals, monkey, they all have hemoglobin. If I talk about lower invertebrates, like, cockroach is there, lower invertebrate, smaller organism, grasshopper is there, cockroach is there. They do not have the hemoglobin, but they have hemoglobin, same hemoglobin-like structure. They also have certain other respiratory pigment, which help in transport of oxygen. It is just that certain molecules are present in them, which is helping in the oxygen transport. In our case, that's hemoglobin. Clear? Okay, so hemoglobin, this is mainly present in the red blood cell. If you see the structure, this is a red blood cell which has a hemoglobin in it. You know what? Hemoglobin is made up of protein. This is nothing but a protein. RBC is a cell. Inside hemoglobin, protein is present. It is having heme group in it. Heme is just additional thing which has iron structure in it. If I told you this earlier, they are the one that makes complex with oxygen, and this is known as oxyhemoglobin. They oxyhemoglobin go to each and every cell of the body and give them oxygen. I tell you one more thing now. I need a blank space. I'll add it. Hold on for a second. I'll add a blank slide, then I'll come back. I have added it. I suppose you can still see my presentation. So basically what happened, like suppose this is lungs. From the lungs, we breathe in and we take oxygen in. This oxygen, with the help of blood, it make complex with hemoglobin, go to each and every cell and tissue of the body. And then inside the cell, oxygen react with the food that we eat, which converted into the glucose. Glucose is a source of energy, if you have heard. So inside the cell, glucose and oxygen react. Then they form energy. And you know what? When energy is formed, they form a waste product also, which is known as carbon dioxide. Now, this carbon dioxide come outside. And through the blood, this carbon dioxide go to the lungs and then we breathe out. So basically, that breathing, but internally, whatever is happening, that into the cells, oxygen is going. That's so fast reaction. They move back CO2, inhale out. That's respiration in the cells that happen. But this is the story. Now, point is that this respiratory pigment not only help in oxygen transport, but it also make complex with CO2. HBO also, HB hemoglobin also help in transport of carbon dioxide, which is waste product, to throw it out. That is what the function of respiratory pigment is. I suppose that's clear to you. Now you can write a whole story about it, can't you? But you remember hemoglobin is respiratory pigment and this is protein in nature. Now I think that's very much clear to you, my dear student. Now let's move forward. The next thing that we have to talk about is lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is made up of three things. We call it as the lymph. I have told you this, lymphatic vessels. I hope you're not getting scared by looking at the diagram. Don't worry, you don't have to learn that. And lymphatic organs. And nodes. Lymph is nothing but this is blood minus red blood cells and nothing. It's just plasma plus platelets and WBC. I'll tell you that later. First of all, understand lymphatic system is a part of immune system. This is a system that protects our body. That protects our body from any kind of infection. Lymph, like we do have all the blood vascular system in our body, and blood is moving up into the blood vessels. In the same way, this lymph is moving up into these green things that they have indicated because its color is different, little different. But these are the lymphatic vessels. And wherever it is going, it is protecting us. Lymph, this is nothing, but this is plasma part of the blood plus WBC. More WBCs are present in it because they're protecting our body. RBC platelets are not there. Plasma is also there. So that is also helping in transportation. The same function you were talking in blood, that this is also doing the same function, helping in transport of the molecules, hormones, enzyme, and all those things. Lymph does that. Lymphatic vessels are the one where lymph is flowing. And lymphatic organ is the one which helps in lymphatic organ is the one that helps in formation of WBC. You know what? WBCs are also known as leukocytes, and the cells of the lymph is known as lymphocytes. All the cell together in the lymph is lymphocyte. So you may say lymphatic organ help in formation of lymphocytes. Now, lymphatic organ, example, bone marrow and thymus. They both are lymphatic organs. They help in formation of WBCs. This is thymus, nearby heart, above it. In babies, size is large, and then once the person is growing up, then the size keeps on decreasing as an adult. And the bone marrow is present in long bones. Bone marrow is present in long bones. Bone marrow is a place which is inside the marrow of the bone. Clear? Now, guys, I mentioned a word which is known as node. Node is known as the war ground. You see these little swellings? These are known as nodes. Nodes are a part of lymphatic system. Node act as this. Lymphatic node act as like a war ground. If any infectious agent attack a body, that infectious agent will be dragged into the node and it will be killed here. Because into the node here, so many lymphocytes are present. So they have so much good amount of lymphocyte which kill the infectious agent. I suppose that's clear to you. Now suppose all the story will be very clear in your mind. Lymphatic system has lymphatic vessels, lymphatic capillaries, and lymphatic vessels and node, an organ. Node is the place which is a war ground where so many lymphocytes are present. You know how lymph is formed? Lymph is formed by filtration of capillary. Lymph is formed by filtration of capillaries. Let me change my pen color. Like suppose this is blood capillaries. From the blood capillaries, plasma and WBC will come outside. And then they will join lymphatic vessel. Because they can move in and out, I told you, in the lymphatic capillary. So they will come inside the lymphatic vessel and they will be the lymph only. And here so many WBCs are present, and throughout the body, wherever it is protecting us. If we have any injury or something like that, not only blood will be sending blood clotting factor and WBC there, but lymph will also be participating. I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me, but yeah, that's all story. I suppose that's clear to you. Not a very difficult thing. Very easy. Same like circulatory system, lymphatic system, protective system of the body. That's it. So with this, guys, we are done with the dialysis. We are done with respiratory pigment, and we are done with lymphatic system. Now you see, I told you about the dialysis, what we are going to cover. Dialysis is all about the filtration of the blood happen through a machine. We have to take care of few things. Respiratory pigment is hemoglobin, how it is transporting and in contact with the cell, not only oxygen, but CO2 is also transported, and this is protein in nature. Lymphatic system is the protective system of the body. Lymphatic circulatory system, it has lymphatic organs, lymphatic vessels, and lymphatic nodes. Lymph is nothing but plasma plus WBC. Lymphatic vessels are the one where it is flowing. Lymphatic organ are the one which produces lymphocytes, means the WBC. And lymphatic organs are bone and thymus, bone marrow and thymus. And next I talk about the lymphatic node, which are the little swellings where the number of lymphocytes are more, where they are dragged the pathogen, and this is killed here, and that's it. And I told how lymph. Now let's practice some of the MCQs. So the first one is, in which part of the following human body are sweat gland absent? In a tall tree, which force is responsible for pulling water and mineral from the soil? That's a suction force. Please remember it. The questions belong to all the topic that we have discussed in yesterday's class also, because it is the last part. I thought I'm not going to delete the uncovered question in it because that's the end of the chapter. So let question be there. So this is a suction force. And if a question come like name the, if the option is transpiration pull, name the pull which helps in doing transpiration, then it is a transpiration pull. So if you have this option also, take it first. And this is actually the one that is causing the suction force. Now let me put few questions for you and then you will be answering. Okay. Write a little note on hemoglobin, protein in nature, respiratory pigment, help in oxygen and CO2 transport. Next. Hemodialysis. Define hemodialysis. This is a machine-based filtration of blood. Sorry, that's dialysis. This is machine-based purification and filtration of blood. Guys, sometime kids used to use the word pure and impure blood. Please do not use pure and impure blood in case of heart. In case of heart, you should use the word oxygenated and deoxygenated in the terminology, because oxygenated is the one that has oxygen more in it, and deoxygenated means least oxygen is present. If you say pure and impure, that these terms you can also use in kidneys, because there this term will be better, because pure is the one which is not having any nitrogenous waste, and pure is the one that is having nitrogenous waste. From the nitrogenous waste, name the organ in the body where nitrogenous waste is produced. Nitrogenous means having nitrogen, a compound of nitrogen. Think about it. Yeah, you are correct if you're thinking it right. Liver. My next question. Why left kidney is slightly higher? So as to accommodate liver. Okay, let me think about more question. Write the composition of the lymph. This is WBC plus plasma. How lymph is formed? By filtration into the capillaries. By filtration, not into, by filtration through the capillaries. So this is all about some of the practice question, and with this we are done with the discussion. Thank you so much. Stay safe and enjoy. So guys, we are done with the chapter transportation in plants and animals. I suppose each and every concept is clear to you. If the concept is not clear, my recommendation is watch video again, and then still you feel any problem, request to the support that you want to talk to me. Third, you can do, if I'm not available, you can post your query on the discussion board in your account and click on Ask Expert. Also, you can ask your class teacher. I'm done for now. Probably other teacher will be taking up the next chapter, but that's fine. You keep learning. Things should not stop. Bye-bye. Namaste. Take care.